Well, hello my little rays of sunshine. How are you all doing out there today? I'm Michelle the Introvert, and today I'd like to welcome you to another Michelle's Moments. And today I have 7 Christmassy topics that we can talk about. But before we get started, I want to show you this beautiful teacup that a very special viewer by the name of Rick. Hi Rick, how you doing? Rick gave me this beautiful Christmassy vintage teacup and saucer, matching saucer. And today I have the privilege of using it for my Michelle's Moments. I want to show you the saucer. Oh, there's just a little bit of tea on there. Let me get my Christmas napkin. Christmas napkin. There. Okay, some of the tea just spilled on the saucer, a little tiny bit. Okay. Feast your eyes on this beautiful treasure. Isn't this a beauty? Very vintage. Thank you so much, Rick. This is absolutely gorgeous. And the teacup to go with it sits right on the top. And it's absolutely beautiful. This is the back part here. Very Christmassy design. Being very careful. This is vintage, so I'm being very, very careful. This is beautiful. So I'm happy to be able to use this today for my Michelle's Moments. So how about we get started? I've made a little list here so I don't forget anything important, and this will help me be as a guide. And I have my reading glasses handy. So speaking of reading, I've been reading a Christmas book, and I'm wondering if any of you can possibly guess what I might be reading this Christmas season. They've made several movies on this book, and the story was written by Charles Dickens. Okay, that gave it away, didn't it? This is the book I'm reading. I'm reading A Christmas Carol, and I'm really enjoying this book. This isn't the first time I've read this, and Charles Dickens is actually one of my husband's favorite authors. Gerald loves Charles Dickens, and I'd like to read a little bit from this book to you. It's like my favorite part, one of my favorite parts in the book. "But you were always a good man of business, Jacob," faltered Scrooge, who now began to apply this to himself. "Business!" cried the ghost, wringing his hands again. "Mankind was my business. The common welfare was my business. Charity, mercy, forbearance, and benevolence were all my business. The dealings of my trade were but a drop of water in the comprehensive ocean of my business." He held up his chain at arm's length, as if that were the cause of all his unveiling grief, and flung it heavily upon the ground again. But that's actually one of my favorite parts in this story. There's so many parts in this book that are my favorite, but I just really think that that's so true, like especially nowadays it rings true. Mankind is our business. The common welfare of others, that's our business. Charity, benevolence, and there was a third one here, let's see. Charity, mercy, forbearance, and benevolence. There was the 4. Charity, mercy, forbearance, and benevolence. The common welfare of others was his business. And that's our business too. So that just really struck a chord with me. Every time I read this book, that part always stands out. One of my favorite parts. And speaking of Charles Dickens, a lot of you already know this, but my husband Gerald owns this hat. And this is not a costume hat. This was actually bought at an antique store. It is not from the 1800s. It's an older hat, but it's not from the 1800s. But look at this beauty. And it always makes Gerald and I think of Charles Dickens, so that's why Gerald bought this. It looks really good on him too. Sometimes in some of our videos you will see Gerald in the background. You'll see him wearing this hat, especially around Christmas time and in Christmas videos. It looks so nice on him. And speaking of hats, I want to show you a hat that's special to me. This one here. You often see me wearing this in my winter videos. This is a vintage hat too. And I have a little story to tell you about this little beauty. It's a very special hat, very special to me. When my mom was in her 20s and her sister was in her 20s, my grandmother made a yellow hat and a white hat. This is the white hat, and this was given to me. So I feel very honored and I feel very privileged. My grandmother made this hat way back when my mom was in her 20s. It's in beautiful shape, and I take very, very good care of it. But I thought I'd share that to you. If any of you wondered why I wear this old hat during the winter here in Canada, it's not just because it's vintage and it keeps my head nice and warm, but it's because my grandmother made this for my mom and my aunt. Like, they were the two hats, the yellow one and the white one. And Mom was in her 20s when this was made. So it was quite a few years ago. It's a very special hat. For topic number 2, I'd like to show you something that I picked up at a yard sale. And it looked brand new when I bought it. It came with markers. It's for coloring. I'll show you. It's this stocking. This Christmas stocking. It was like brand new when I found it at the yard sale. The markers were still taped on to the very top, but it made me feel like a little kid inside, so I thought, well, why not? I'll pick it up and I'll color it. So that's just what I did. I felt like a little kid all over again, but it was fun and it's very festive, so I thought I'd show that to you. And also I want to show you something that my daughter Stacy bought for her brother Joshua. She bought this a couple of years ago. This is an advent calendar. It's quite nice, quite large, quite nice. She bought it a couple years ago for Josh. And these here open up. These are like little drawers. They open up. See? They open up. And they all have like the numbers on them for the advent calendar. And every year since Stacy bought this for Joshua, she asks to bring it home, and she goes and buys a whole bunch of treats and different things that she puts in the little drawers for Josh. And this year, of course, she did the same thing. It's very, very cute. But that's one of the fun, festive things that Stacy likes to do for Joshua. And it always makes him smile, and it brings him a lot of joy. It's quite fun for him. For topic number 3, it says on here what I wrote, Joshua's presents. Probably about a week and a half, I'd say, a week and a half ago, Joshua wanted to wrap his Christmas presents, and he usually needs my help to do that, which I don't mind. It's a lot of fun. He and I have some eggnog, and we put Christmas music on, and then we just take out all the gifts that he wants to wrap for family and friends and loved ones, and together we work on wrapping his Christmas presents. For topic number 4, I was at Stacy's house just a few days ago, and she has her Christmas tree up. She has all of her decorations out. She has her displays all set up, and her cat Harley was in the mix as well. Harley was having a good time. She was also playing with the Christmas tree while I was there. Cats have a tendency to do that, don't they, sometimes? They look at the bulbs on the Christmas tree like toys. Well, I went to Stacy's and she had it all decorated up for Christmas, and it looked beautiful. So I thought that you all might like to see that. For topic number 5, I'd like to talk to you about some of my Christmas baking projects. A few days ago, well, about a week ago, I bought some sweet potatoes on sale, and I thought I better make some sweet potato pies. I made one for our supper that night, and the rest I put in the freezer for Christmas Eve, and when I go to my dad's, I'm going to take some of those sweet potato pies as well. So my first Christmas baking project was making some sweet potato pies. I also made some Rice Krispie squares using the Christmas Rice Krispies, the holiday Rice Krispies with all the different colors, the green and the red, and of course the regular Rice Krispie color, like the brownish color. So the Rice Krispie squares look beautiful with all those different Christmassy colors in them. And I also used those special Christmas Rice Krispies to make peanut butter balls, and those turned out beautiful as well. For topic number 6, it was something very special and unexpected, that's for sure. Unexpected, because it's not something that we have all the time, and it's definitely not something that we receive all the time. But Gerald's sister Kathy got hold of us and told us that she had a very early Christmas present to give to us. And what do you think that early Christmas present was? It was a whole bunch of lobster. She bought 2 for Gerald, 2 for Josh, 2 for Stacy, and 2 for me. And needless to say, it didn't take Gerald long to cook that all up. And Stacy knows how to cook lobster. Her dad had actually taught her and told her how to do it. She's done it before. So Stacy took her 2 lobsters and she cooked up her lobsters. She gave some to Harley, her cat, because Harley loves lobster. And we all feasted, and it was magnificent, and it was a very wonderful early Christmas present. Thank you, Kathy. It was a great gift. We're on topic number 7, and it's the very last topic for today. And I have on my list here, Hidden Christmas Surprise. Hidden Christmas Surprise. I want to let you all in on a little surprise that we never told you about a year ago. A year ago, Gerald and I filmed at Warehouse 87, Antiques and Collectibles. And they had their antique store all decorated up beautifully for the Christmas season, and they gave us permission to film in there. While we were in there, looking around and just enjoying the atmosphere and the Christmassy environment, Gerald put on a Santa Claus suit. And we didn't make it very obvious that Gerald was going to wear that Santa Claus suit. But if you all want to see Gerald in the Santa Claus suit and he gives Joshua a candy cane, we kept it subtle, we kept it quiet, we weren't sure. We wanted to see if you all could figure it out that that's actually Gerald in the Santa Claus suit. We didn't get much feedback, but I thought I'd be very obvious with you now and share that with you. And if you all want to see Gerald, if you want to all see my Gerald in the Santa Claus suit giving Josh the candy cane, I'll get Gerald to post it in this general vicinity here so you can tap on that video and watch that. Keep an eye open for Gerald. He's the very cute and very handsome Santa Claus that you see in there. Well, my friends, it's been a very fun time having another Michelle's Moments with you all. I love having chit-chats. I love having topics to talk about. I love having things to share with you all. And now I can share with you all my tea. And here is my cup of tea. And here is my little cute teapot. And here's to you all, my little rays of sunshine. Merry Christmas, my friends.